Okay, folks, it's your favorite boomer here with his latest update. I'm amazed by the internet. I got to tell you, Gen Zers and your millennials, blows my mind away what you can find out. Blows my mind away. Anyhow, I've met some pretty interesting people here. I even got to tell the story about how I got my last name, because my last name is not my real last name. I'm second generation from the Middle East. But if you remember, I told you that Luigi Mangione's first contact was with the Altoona Police Department at 9:14 a.m. at 407 East Plank Road in Altoona, PA, a McDonald's. And the Altoona Police Department Patrolman Fry and Patrolman Detweiler were able to locate him, matching the description, wearing a medical mask and a beanie, sitting in the rear of the McDonald's at a table. He was wearing a blue medical mask and looking at a silver laptop computer that was placed on the table. Luigi also had a backpack on the floor near the table where he was sitting. Patrolman Detweiler made contact with him and informed the officers that they were called to the McDonald's for a suspicious male matching his description. Now, you have a right to remain silent. If a police officer comes up and asks you a question, you could say, "I'm not talking." And then they have to make a decision. But that's not what Luigi did. Patrolman Detweiler then asked him to pull down his medical mask so he could see his face. Reasonable, articulable suspicion. Pull down the mask. Yeah, that's going to pass constitutional mustard. Luigi complied, pulled down the mask, and Patrolman Fry and Patrolman Detweiler immediately, I don't think immediately, but they thought, oh, he looks like that guy from the New York City incident, and from pictures released from media sources. I don't think it was immediate. Patrolman then asked Luigi for identification, and he provided officers with a New Jersey driver's license bearing the name Mark Rosario, date of birth, July 7th, July 21st, 1998. Patrolman Fry then took the license and ran it through Dispatch Center. Patrolman Detweiler then asked Luigi if he had been to New York recently, and Luigi became nervous and started to shake. At this time, additional units from the Altoona Police Department arrived on the scene to assist Patrolman Fry and Patrolman Detweiler in identifying him. At this time, dispatch was unable to find any information on NCIC with the information provided by the officers. Now, NCIC is a national data bank where all of our driver's licenses are. So if you get pulled over in Utah and you're from Arizona, they can run it and check it. Here comes a supervisor. Lieutenant Hanley arrived on the scene and also ran the information. But still no record was to be found. Yeah, it's a fake ID. Luigi was advised he was under investigation, and if he lied about his identity, he would be arrested. Luigi then said his name is the defendant, Luigi Mangione, with a date of birth of May 6th of 1998. The driver's license that the defendant provided to the officers was found to be a fake identification card. Patrolman Fox, also a member of the Altoona Police Department, was also present and asked the defendant why he lied about his name. And the defendant replied, "Well, I clearly shouldn't have." Once again, you have a right to remain silent. You do not have a right to lie, and you don't have to tell the police officers anything. They come up and question you, you have a right to remain silent. Lieutenant Hanley then instructed officers to place the defendant into custody for forgery and false identification to law enforcement officers. The defendant was placed into custody, was handcuffed, and was searched on the scene. And they find they already had the fake ID, the weapon, and the manifesto. Later on that day, Detective James Curcio, along with other NYPD detectives who were involved in the case, were able to match the fake ID with the one from the hostel. And that's how Luigi got caught. And that's some pretty damning evidence. And those officers can testify that he became nervous when they asked him if he'd been to New York. They can bring those guys because they're allowed to say what they observed. So, I'm going to have something tomorrow, I hope. My real last name, in case you're wondering, is pronounced Dabashirta. But that's a story for another day. So peace out from your favorite boomer. That's your latest update.